Xiaomi has had lots of opportunities to create phones with the Snapdragon 625, and this is their fourth phone with the same chipset, and many of us were hoping for an upgrade to the 660 or even the 630. The Mi5X doesn't offer anything other Xiaomi devices offer, except for maybe a dual camera setup, and we'll see whether that alone is a differentiating factor. With the release of the battery sipping 625, Xiaomi used a smaller battery to keep the girth of the Mi5X to a respectable 7.3mm. This slim profile and the generous curves make this 5.5-inch phone very easy to hold, and this device shares the same aesthetics as what you would find on the OnePlus 5, and it looks fine from the back at least. On the front, we do see regular sized bezels and a black bar running around the entire screen that is mostly invisible on the black model as it blends in. The camera module on the back sticks out very slightly, but it does have a metal lip guarding the glass. Xiaomi has introduced a pretty colorful LCD display into the Mi5X, which definitely looks good. Colors are pretty deep and saturated while still being fairly accurate, and the resolution definitely helps. The max brightness makes the screen easily viewable even in direct sunlight, which is something other devices have trouble with. I do have two complaints. First, on the white version of this phone, the black bar is pretty visible and it's admittedly shrunk from previous Xiaomi versions, but it's still visible. And the second complaint is the lack of Gorilla Glass, which is a big omission in my opinion. The single audio speaker punches above its weight class, but compared to dual speaker setups, and it doesn't do as well. It's very loud, no issues with volume, and speaker quality is not bad. It outputs some bass and rather clear mids and highs that falls far behind dual speakers as mentioned before. Although disappointed with the reduction in battery capacity, the 3000 mAh battery combined with the Snapdragon 625 still outputs above Redmi 3 levels of battery life. I was easily able to get over 6 hours of screen on time with over 20% left, or almost 7 hours with about 11% left, consisting mostly of YouTube streaming, some photos, and some reading news as well. Charging the phone with a quick charge power brick takes about an hour and a half to charge. This will satisfy heavy users, but those who are Redmi Note 4X enthusiasts like me will not. With the Snapdragon 625 processor pushing Android 7.0 Nougat, I knew exactly what to expect from the performance here, and surprise surprise, it's the exact same as the Xiaomi Mi Max 2. Navigating MIUI 9 is quite smooth. Xiaomi has done a good job of continually improving the skin, but launching apps is where you start to see the slowdown. Compared to my time with the OnePlus 5, the Mi5X feels really slow in comparison, with a delay of anywhere between half a second to a full 2 seconds between tapping the screen and the app fully launching. 4 gigs of RAM really helped multitasking to be very easy even on the heavy MIUI skin. Gaming performance is good, all the most intense games play at good frame rates. Some of them I had to bump down settings, but they ran well after that. The last thing I want to mention is the Fingerprint Sensor, and it's again one of the fastest sensors I've used, slightly slower than the OnePlus 5 but not by much. Accuracy though is less accurate than what I'm used to and less accurate than the Mi Max 2 also. Connectivity here is good. I am able to get LTE speeds on this phone and reception is excellent also. But that being said, I did see more frequent drops to 3.5G instead of LTE than I'm used to, and 3.5G speeds are actually pretty good as well. Wi-Fi reception is excellent, giving me great speeds even outside my house from my wireless AC router. Bluetooth works fine, GPS gets locks quickly also. I hesitate to say that the dual camera setup here is a marketing gimmick, as the bokeh mode here actually works quite well. As long as your subject does not move, the camera adds bokeh to the background in a nice natural way. However, a moving subject will blur the photo completely. When you exit bokeh mode and into normal mode, the camera takes some great macro shots, color and detail being very well balanced and pleasing to the eye. Non-macro shots show off less detail and less color saturation, but are still not bad. Again, the camera is not good at taking photos of moving subjects. HDR mode here is not as good as I expected it to be. To be fair, the last Xiaomi phone I tested was the Mi Max 2, and that is an unfair comparison as that phone costs a lot more. However, HDR mode does not improve photos all the time. Low contrast shots still get washed out by HDR, while high contrast photos are vastly improved. Xiaomi has somewhere to do with the HDR on this particular phone. Low light performance is still not Xiaomi's strong suit, with photos coming out soft and noisy even in situations that are not considered extreme low light. The front facing camera is 5 megapixels and really not good, and I'm not sure why they don't improve it. Video quality is nothing to write home about either. It shoots in 4K, but the stock camera app will switch to recording resolution back to 1080p whenever you exit the camera app, meaning that you have to switch it back to 4K whenever you open it again. That being said, the resulting 4K footage captures quite a lot of detail and color reproduction is also good. However, there is a lot of artifacting in the video, especially when you move the phone. There is one more caveat to the video, and there are autofocusing issues. The autofocus tries hunting every 10 seconds or so if you move your camera. The only way to avoid excessive hunting is to keep the camera still. In addition, the camera will occasionally focus on an excessively bright or excessively dark area and will overcompensate accordingly, resulting in blown out video. So does practice indeed make perfect? In the case of the Mi 5X, no. Even though the Mi 5X is a decent phone overall, it struggles to find a spot in Xiaomi's arsenal of Snapdragon 625 phones. The incredibly similar and arguably better Redmi Note 4X costs less than the Mi 5X, however the Mi 5X does have one big advantage over the Note, and that would be aesthetics. The Mi 5X does look a lot better than the Redmi Note 4X, and while it might resemble the iPhone and the OnePlus 5, that might not be a bad thing. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.